Um, and so that's what's happening with BRICS now. That it is growing. And Iran is a central piece of that pie in building this new economic order. Russia and the Chinese are meeting in Moscow with the Iranian delegation today. And you can bet your ass that they're talking about how to prevent the United States from attacking Iran, how to provide the United States with assurances that Iran is not building a nuclear warhead, which I fully believe that they are not, for a variety of reasons. But they see Iran as a critical outlet for north-south travel of goods. So it's called the north-south transport corridor, transportation corridor. You can say it originates in St. Petersburg in Russia, goes south through the Caspian Sea. Any products can be shipped on containers on board ships. Caspian Sea is a big body of water. Then it's offloaded onto railroad cars and shipped down to the Arabian Sea, then put on container ships, or vice versa, taken off container ships and shipped back up the same way. It's not fully functioning right now, but it's been in use for 90 years at least. The United States used it to get goods to the Soviet Union during World War II. In particular in the winter months when the northern approach was frozen over, they went south, came up through Iran. So Iran's got a very critical role to play there, and that's one of the reasons Russia recently signed this strategic cooperation agreement to shore up and provide security guarantees to keep that route open. And the United States is trying to shut it down, trying to prevent it. That's one of the reasons they want to see a regime change in Iran.
Yeah, I just the last days we talked about already Iran, and it was I was like, I don't believe the United States is going to go for it. But the last days we've seen some moves, well, especially the bombing of the Houthis, and some moves on that American base. I forgot the name, the Latin dude name. I forgot the name of the base.
What base were?
The close to on the Indic Ocean, close to.
Oh, you mean Diego Garcia?
Diego Garcia, yes.
Yeah,
While
the
sending bombers, and just today I saw that the United States want to move away 10,000 troops from Europe, which is about time. But where are they going to put them? Do you think they are actually considering the possibility of going after Iran like that?
No.
No.
I can't say that there's nobody considering it or talking about it, but it's insane. Look, we had, God, how many troops did we have in Iraq? 200,000, 250,000. I'd have to go back and check the numbers. I think, but it was, sizable contingent.
A lot of people.
We couldn't control Iraq, and Iran is 4 times the size of Iraq. So I mean, the manpower requirement for the United States to build up a ground force capable of going into a place like Yemen or Iran, you'd be looking at 4 to 5 years, probably minimum, to build up, train the force, equip it. Because that's the other thing that the United States is failing to take into account. The Trump administration, they're firing off all these missiles and dropping these bombs in Yemen on targets that are usually no longer there. I mean, yeah, they can kill a bunch of people that are standing around in a circle or a form of circle. At a tribal meeting, they killed civilians, murdered them, but the actual weapon systems are underground and they're mobile. So the odds of the United States destroying those is real uh, remote. So as the United States uses up its weapon systems, they're not rebuilding or replacing them. You know, some of them they've actually gone out of production. I believe the ATACMS missiles, as an example. So, you know, it's like buy a box of cigars. You got 20, 25 to start with. You start smoking them 2 a day. Guess what? By day 11, or day 12, you're going to be down to 1 cigar. Oops, no more cigars. That's what's happening with the missiles that they're launching out of these ships at inbound Houthi missiles. They're going to have to go reload, and the problem is when they go to reload, they're drawing down from a fixed number of missiles. So
I was watching. You just posted today a short video of your talks with Pepe Escobar, and the title was "What if the Houthis sink some, big ass aircraft
yeah,
carrier?"
yeah,
What if, Larry?
yeah. No, it's going to be it's going to be a great embarrassment to the Trump administration. They're going to be tempted to try to really lash out at the Houthis and kill some more Houthi civilians and just make matters worse. Um, but it's going to further damage the U.S. reputation. Because look, right now, the United States House, everybody said, "Hey, man, we're the baddest fighter on the world, man. We're tough. We
Oops, you froze again.
bombing the crap out of the Houthis for the last 16 months since December. Then you got 13, and now we're into the 17 months. We've been going at them for 17 months since the start of Operation Prosperity Guardian, and they're still standing. I thought you guys were the biggest and baddest in the world. You got the best military ever. And you can't defeat the Houthis. You can't stop the Houthis from launching missiles. Maybe you're not quite as good as you say you are. And other countries start saying, yeah, the Americans talk a good game, but boy, they don't show up, they don't deliver. And a successful attack on an aircraft carrier would further explode the myth of U.S. invincibility.
Yeah, exactly. It's and it what I see is that it's always the U.S. telling people, you go fight for me, you go fight my war, and then someone do
Yeah,
and lose, but then it's okay. Who cares about Ukraine anyway? It's not the United States. Is that, as we said last week, is the incompetent Ukrainian army that didn't do what we say, how we say,
right.
and Trump stopped sending all this marvelous money and weapons, and well, then they lose.
Yeah, yeah.
They're bad.